it's going to get really cold this week, and I wanted to come out here in the garden to clean up a few things and harvest a few other things if I can. And at the end, I'm just gonna cover the green stalks to make sure they stay nice and cozy for these next few days. I don't like this. I don't like being out in the cold. So on those green stalks over there, I'm going to finally harvest the calendula seeds. Those seeds are a bit overdue. I should have harvested a little bit earlier, but I wanted to show you guys how I do it. That's why I left them there a little longer. And there's some carrots that are ready to harvest here. I need to check for pests because last time I was out here, I saw there were some aphids in there, so I might have to use that bioinsecticide that I got for that giveaway. That's approved for organic gardening, which is really good. So I'll check on that. Alright, let's start with the calendula. It's a bit windy. I hope you guys can hear me well. So calendula seeds, as many other seeds, are ready to harvest when they are completely dry. Usually they'll look like this. They're brown, they're completely dry. They will probably fall apart very easily if I start touching them. That's what happened with this one that I showed in the last video. I was out here. Unfortunately, I left it out here for too long, and lots of the seeds here have already fallen. So I'm going to just very gently touch this and let the seeds fall in my hand. You see, all of this here are calendula seeds. This guy is just a piece of the flower, and I'm going to put in this container. This here is just some dead petals. I'm going to discard this. But this is only one little flower, and I have all of these seeds. Oops. So I'm going to continue doing that. The life cycle of the calendula, so we start like this as this beautiful flower, and then after it gets pollinated, you start making the seed pod green. It looks like those seeds are just collected, but it's still in the green stage, so this is too early. If you harvest like this, the seeds most likely won't be viable. So you want to wait until they dry out like this to be able to harvest them. So let's harvest this one. Just going in with my fingers gently. They're falling apart so easy because they've been here for a while. That's a good sign. They want to fall in the soil and start the life cycle again, so that's really good. So this was just 2 seed heads, and I already got probably enough seeds for me and to share with some of my neighbors this year. But I'll just keep going, harvest all of them just to see how much seeds I will actually get. Alright, so here is how much I got. Some of them here are still green, but they fell into the bowl anyway, so I'm taking them in. I'm gonna let them finish drying inside for the ones that are not ready yet. And I'm just going to cut the whole plant off because she's been struggling too much during this winter. I'm gonna put my clothes back on because it's getting really cold. I do see some aphids and some of those veggies in there. I think that I'm going to try to harvest some of them. Just going to cut all the way from the bottom. I know it's still flowering, but she's struggling. I will take the flowers that are open to dry inside, so that'll be part of our harvest. Here I can see that there are aphids on the top of the plants. I did not want to harvest these daikons yet. I wanted to give them a little chance to get a little bit bigger. And I'm too cold to go up there and mix the bioinsecticide thing. Just about the same size as the other ones we harvested together. This one's a bit smaller. I was just gonna harvest all of them. Maybe we'll do a little fermenting project together. These are the carrots that self-seeded, and I think this one is a little bit big. Oh wow! Oh my god! I have never grown a carrot this big before, and this guy was a volunteer. I cannot believe it. That's amazing. Oh my god. I'm so glad I actually harvested this together with you guys. That's awesome. Let me put this together here with this daikon. Oh my god. Let's see how the other ones look like. I'm excited now. There is one here that's looking a little funky. Okay, she's gorgeous. I could see this from the outside, this little top, but she's kind of turned around. It's a funny one. This one smaller. So see, this is usually the size of carrots that I've been grown in the past, maybe a little bit bigger, but this is definitely the biggest carrot I've ever grown. So I'm so excited. It's winter right now, it's January. I have to go back to my videos and see when these guys self-sowed them, when they started sprouting on their own, to have an idea how to learn to plant them again this year. Wow, that's so cool. These are the Kyoto red carrots that self-pollinated. Incredible. This one's probably gonna be small. Yeah, this changing color too. They have aphids on them, so even though those are small, I'm going to take them out. It was just fun to have the experiment. They'll probably survive the rest of the winter, but I don't want the aphids to keep feeding on things in here and proliferating in the garden. Wow, this is so cool. Ah, this is really good too. I love the size of this one. Look at that. Amazing. One more. Another nicely shaped one. A funny shaped one, I would say. And then a baby one. Alright, I have one container now available for next year. I don't throw away my pot and soil, I just amend them. Here it is. But here we have, oh my god, you guys cannot imagine how actually happy I am with this. It's incredible. It just made my day. I was feeling a little bit unhappy for having to be out here in the cold, but now my mood is completely lifted by having this harvest to bring home. So all of these carrots with those daikons. How cool is that? In the middle of January, I love it. Oh, actually I have one more thing to harvest in here that I think I saw you take earlier. My watermelon radish. And I'll put this guys close together because I'm going to cover them after this. This turnip. Oh well, why not? Let's just harvest everything. I'll leave only the baby plants growing here. Okay, let's now harvest the watermelon radish. Oh, this one's covered in aphids, so it's time for them to come out. Get the bigger one first. Oh wow, super cool. This one is supposed to have, not supposed to, it has the red inside. You can see that the root here is a little bit on the pink side. So we're gonna cut into them, hopefully together, so I can show you guys how it looks. And then I'm gonna take this other one here, which looks much smaller. Wow, this one is interesting. Let's put a bunch of different roots, but this one looks perfect. So I'm going to break the tops off of this already because the aphids, I'll leave them outside here. And just take the bulbs inside to wash. Let's put that into our harvest basket. Well, this one's still full of dirt. All of them have to be washed well when I get in. Last thing we have here is this turnip. Oh, that came out very easily. Now I'm just going to cover the green stalks. I'm going to use the insect cover for this and the frost cover for the one up there. So this one actually fits 2 green stalks. They're actually meant to be put in the green stalks with the plant supports, and it's meant to be for 1 green stalk, but I found that if I don't put the plant supports, they don't have a lot of things growing there. I can fit 2 green stalks in there, which is good. And then I have the other one here that I'm going to add to this green stalk up there. I was going to do more work outside, but I'm really cold. The last thing I'm going to do is to put this cover on this planter. Okay, let's go inside now. My hands are freezing. I just cannot handle the cold very well. I don't even know, I spent 5 minutes in there and I'm feeling like I'm going to freeze to death. Okay, I'm gonna keep my coat on until I warm myself back up again. Whew. I'm very happy with the harvest. That was unexpected. I didn't get to do everything else that I wanted to do outside there. I really wanted to do a bit of cleanup, but it's just too cold for me. You know, I'm at least happy that I got those green stalks covered and harvest some of these veggies here. My cat's here asking me for food. This is Gypsy. That's the time of the day. She doesn't like to be picked up very much, so she'll try to run for her life while she's here in my arms. But I'm gonna feed her in a minute. You're gonna have to wait, Gypsy. First I'm gonna go inside the kitchen and wash all of these vegetables. I want to make sure that all of these greens I have aphids go into the city compost. I don't put them into my own backyard compost because I don't like to put anything with bugs in there anymore. I used to back in the day, and I learned my lesson the hard way. So now we have city compost. It's a brown bean that we put it outside, and you can put all kinds of food scraps in there, including meat and bones and all of that. So I'm going to break these tops off and toss them all there in the compost. Wash those beautiful root vegetables. Probably store them for a few days. I don't have a plan for them right now since I was not planning to harvest all of them at this moment. But I wanted to do a fermentation project, so maybe we'll do some fermented daikon together, maybe some daikon kimchi, and I'll probably cook with the carrots. If not, I will ferment them as well. So thank you so much for watching today. I hope you are staying warm where you are, and if you're getting a cold spell like we are, you are also able to protect your garden if you still have things growing. So thank you again. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I hope you guys can hear me well. There's obviously an ambulance in the background, but I'm gonna do this anyway. Okay, let's now wait for this ambulance to go by so I can start talking again. Oh my gosh, I don't like the cold. I really don't. Alright, I'm gonna use this little container here to collect my calendula seeds. There's a train going by right now, are you kidding me?